Today, I'm going to show you a brand new way to access the latest update from Bolt locally for free on your laptop. You don't need to pay for the API. It can generate websites for you along with building AI SEO tools and many other things. And this is basically the same tool that I've used to grow a website in literally just a few days from 0 to 393 clicks. You see on average, it's getting about 20 clicks a day at the minute, but it's not bad at all for its first month, considering I created it in one single click. I'm going to be breaking down exactly how you can do that and how you can do it for free and how you can create your own tools and even use the free AIs that are available with AI SEO, plus how you can set up this new update from Bolt, which is a crazy but awesome update. So let's get straight into it. The way that I'm going to do this is we're going to open up the terminal. Now, I am no expert with coding or terminals. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I can show you exactly how I set this up and how easy it is, because if I could do it, anyone could do it. That's the point I want to make to you. So this is the GitHub. It was just updated a few hours ago, as you can see, and it's pretty simple and easy to set up. So the way that we're going to do it is we'll go to terminal over here and then do. So I'm going to type this in, then I'm going to type that in, and that just clones the GitHub repository. From there, we'll type in this, then we'll npm install that bad boy. Then we're going to pnp install it, like you can see right here. And from here, we're going to edit the environment file. So we're going to put nano.env, as you can see. And from here, we can insert our API keys into the document. Now, if you want access to a free API, you can use tools, for example, like AI Studio and create free APIs, and then you can build your tools or your websites around this API, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Unlike, for example, using ChatGPT or Claude's API, which actually costs you money for tokens, along with using Bolt directly online, right? So if you use bolt.new and actually visit the domain bolt.new, you will use up tokens, which cost you money. If you use the free API and you host this locally, it won't cost you anything. So from here, we're going to grab the API key. I'm going to enter that directly inside here. Once you've edited the env, then you can press Control and X if you're on a Mac, then press Y and then press enter, and you can exit it from there. Then we shout pnp run dev this bad boy, and that will host it locally, which you can see down here. Complete. Boom shakalaka, we have this open, ready to go. Now from here, we can select whatever API we want to use. If you see this error right here, that means the API was not set properly. I just want to show you that. So if you see that error processing your request, you just need to go back to the env file and edit it. And then if you edit the env like you see right here, and it's working, you'll see it will just reply, right? So if you put something like testing, it will actually reply, no error down here. Like I say, for all of this stuff, if you want to just copy and steal the whole process from me, this is how I do it. Obviously, I'm going to delete my API key. So this shows you exactly how to set it up, along with how to troubleshoot any problems with API keys, right? And all the commands that you can just copy and paste directly into terminal, like you see right here. Now we have our free version of Bolt, and it looks quite different. And just to confirm, this is the locally hosted version over here versus the online version over here. Now this is free, this is paid. Another big difference between them, on the live version of bolt.new on the website, this doesn't let you choose which API you use. On the locally hosted version, you can see here you can switch between the APIs that you want to use. So for example, Grok, Anthropic, Mistral, Llama, OpenAI, OpenRouter, etc. We're going to stick with Google for now because that's the free API that we use. And then from here, we can just give it some simple instructions. Now, let me show you some examples of how you can leverage this, right? So for example, it basically works in 3 simple steps. So number 1, the first step is that you can create a website with this prompt right here. Then from here, you can actually move on to the content creation process. And then finally, we can start publishing. So let me show you an example. If you grab the website creation prompt like so, we'll go to Bolt, we'll plug in the instructions, and then it's just going to start going off and coding this. Now, if you have a choice of any sort of API you can use, I honestly think like Claude is probably the best for coding and the most powerful. But if you want to go with the free version, which might not be as good, then Google AI Studio, and I think Mistral also have free APIs. Additionally, what you can also do, if you have a free GitHub account, go to the menu on the left-hand side, then click on Marketplace, and then you'll see a bunch of different APIs you can get access to as well. So for example, Mistral, Meta, OpenAI, with GPT-4 and Mini, you can get access and create your own API keys for these, right? And the way that you do that is you just click on Get API Key and then follow the instructions from there, as you can see. And if you get stuck with any of this, or if you're not a coder like me, then you can follow the instructions, and any problems that you have, just screenshot them, put them in Claude and say troubleshoot. So now we have the website. You'll see that it gets stuck on run command. I think that's because I'm running it locally. It's not on the main version of Bolt. And then if you're like, oh, I don't like the design, you can actually just say improve the design. It'll make some changes like so. Now from here, you can start building out each page. So for example, you can say like now create the page, and you would just plug in your keywords for whatever website you want to create. So for example, if we go in here, we're like now create this page, plug in the keyword. So for example, like SEO training Birmingham, here's the details to include for the content, and then it will just go off and start creating the page. If you want to see an example of like a fully built out website using the same method, here you can see bestseotrainingmelbourne.com. And this literally uses the same process, right? So it's ranking for keywords around SEO training Melbourne, exact match domain for the target keyword, and then it's got all these pages underneath, which you can flick through right here. So for example, SEO courses Melbourne, SEO freelancer Melbourne. I think it could be super powerful, but this is very experimental for local SEO. So for example, if you've got like an exact match domain that doesn't have much competition, targeting all these umbrella terms around a specific niche in a specific area. So for example, like plumbers, you could build that out across just one targeted state, right? So for example, like best plumbers New York, and then you build out a page, and then you would have best plumbers New York as the exact match domain, and then you would build out local pages with keywords around those topics. And then you can build like sort of a rank and rent website or a website that directs traffic to local funnels, and it's super easy to set up. Now, let's go back and try the Claude API for creating websites. So this is using the Google API, which is completely free. Let's try the paid version using Claude, which is still be very, very cheap. So we're going to npm run dev on that. Again, if you want to change your API keys, just follow the instructions inside this document right here, which you get access to at the end of the video. Now we're going to reopen the local version of Bolt. So we're going to select Anthropic, then Claude 3.5 Sonnet, and here you can see it's starting to build it out. Now, what you can also see in the top right over here is that you can download the code, you can sync the files, you can toggle terminal, and you can push to GitHub as well. Now, if you push this to GitHub, this code, once you're happy with it for your website that you've created, then you can host that on Netlify and link it to the repository on Netlify. I'll show you how to set it up in a second, but these websites, they rank pretty well. I mean, just as an example of that, if we go on to New Incognito here, Enterprise SEO ROI Calculator, we'll change that to English, and you can see it ranking on the first page right here, albeit it's ranking number 3 now. It was ranking number 1 previously, but that will go up and down, especially during the core update that's happening right now. Let's put another example in here. So if we type in SEO cost calculator, this is another one-page website that I set up previously, and it directs all the traffic to my funnels right at the top there. It's just a one-pager. We created an exact match domain for the keyword we want to rank for, and it was incredibly easy. Plus, the design is super nice and clean, right? And additionally, this loads really, really quickly because it's not hosted on WordPress. You just host it directly in Netlify. So if we go back to Bolt now, we'll see what it's created. And here we have something that looks much nicer than what we used on the Google API. Now, one thing that you should be aware of, right, is that sometimes the preview doesn't show. So if you have that situation, here's what I did to handle it. So I put the preview as blank. Can you make sure the preview works? And then it fixes it like you see right here. And now you've got something that actually looks pretty decent, right? If we go to the calculator page, loads super fast, really easy to set up. And if we go back to the code section from the preview, so just be aware here, if you want to push this to GitHub, you select code, then you'll see the menu, right? If you just are on the preview, you will not see the menu to push this to GitHub and get it published. But that's how you can basically build out websites for free. Bear in mind, these websites rank. It's a very powerful process. Just be careful that you're not publishing spam, right? So you want to quality control this stuff before you publish it. For me, when I look at it all like this was better than anything else that was already ranking on the first page of Google. Additionally, here's how much it would normally cost, right? So this is how much you're saving if you use a local version of Bolt. So for example, if we were paying for Bolt normally for 26 million tokens a month, and you can blast through them pretty quickly, that's $50 a month, which is like $600 a year, right? If you switch to Bolt local, you'll save $600 a year because you can get as many tokens as you want from what I can see. And additionally, if you use the Google AI Studio API, then you can build stuff for free. Or if you want to use, say, ChatGPT or these other models, then you would just go to Marketplace, Models, and follow the instructions to get the free API. So for example, for OpenAI GPT-o1 Mini, all these APIs are available to get access to if you follow the instructions inside GitHub. Let me show you how you can connect this to a repository on GitHub. So for example, if we go to Netlify in the backend, we'll just go to this example website. Then from here, we'll go to site configuration, continuous deployment, and then you click on link depository, and you just link this to a GitHub repository, right? So every repository that I publish on GitHub is synced inside Netlify. I can link them by the domain directly on Netlify, and super easy to set up. And if you don't even want to pay for like website hosting, then you could just host your content on websites like LinkedIn. For example, you can see my page ranking for the keyword best SEO speakers right there. And this is hosted on LinkedIn. So you don't even need to pay for the website hosting. So just to recap, you can get access to Bolt for free offline. You can get the API for free using GitHub or Google AI Studio. You can host the content online directly on platforms like LinkedIn, and they rank pretty well. That's basically it. If you're wondering, okay, how do I set this up step by step, along with the prompts from today, I've plugged that into the video notes so you can see how to set it up. You can see how to fix the API keys if you have any problems. You can see how it's completely free. And if you want the exact prompts to copy and steal from me, bear in mind this is very experimental. It's a brand new approach. I don't recommend it to everyone. It's just something to have a bit of fun with. And as you can see right here, in literally since publishing this website, it's already getting clicks to the website, hundreds of clicks in the first month, which puts it in like the top 3.5% of websites on the internet actually getting SEO traffic. So if you want to get access to all of that, what I'm going to do is I'll plug that into my free SEO course, link in the comments and description. And then if you log into the free SEO course, scroll down to free SEO tools, then go to Bolt Local. So Bolt Local is the name of the lesson, and you can find the video notes directly inside that lesson. It's absolutely amazing, if you ask me, that you can create really nice looking websites in one click with AI for any sort of keyword you want to target. You can do this with very simple prompts. You don't need to be a coder. It doesn't cost you anything. You can get free APIs. Like, it's absolutely mind blowing what you can do these days. And this is the worst it's ever going to be. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get a free SEO strategy session to get more leads, traffic, and sales to your website, feel free to book them. We'll show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales on autopilot. On this free link building acceleration session, you'll get a free SEO domination plan, discover the secrets of link building. We'll answer any questions you have. You'll learn the best link building strategy for your website, plus how to quickly outrank your competitors in link building, how to 10x your SEO traffic based on what's working for us. Feel free to get that. Link in the comments and description. Appreciate you watching. Bye-bye.